Hello guys, today I want to talk about sports and gaming, and it feels like it was fun. Back in the day sports and gaming wasn't just a huge business, and today only way how you can actually make it on YouTube or in sports or in UFC is apparently by manipulating social media, right? We can check any of these videos, right? And there are wars going on. YouTube, it's full of promotional accounts these days, right? So we have one comment here, right? The power of Conor McGregor never ceases to amaze me, right? Money talks. Okay, then we check this account and guess what? It's only 1-year-old account. And this is the problem with UFC these days. It's not about competition or, this is why people love sports and esports. They wanna see the best, There were always politics and religion in sports, but that was never a problem. But it is now, right? Especially because of the Abu Dhabi incidents in UFC and so many problems we have, right? And at the end of the day, these guys are forgetting why we love esports and watching sports in the first place. Because we wanna see the best of the best. It's fun, it's competitive, right? You have EU versus North America rivalry. And this is how you naturally get sponsorship and viewership, by organizing tournaments where everybody has a chance. But now UFC, every fight is staged. It's all about social media manipulation, religion, power, control, and politics. So at the end of the day, why would I even watch that? It has no meaning. What are we even doing here? You have to organize tournaments again before you lose all the credibility. You are called Ultimate Fighting Championship. So why are we even calling it Ultimate Fighting Championship if you guys don't even organize tournaments anymore? You literally stage every fight. I mean, until now, this approach probably worked because most people are naive and they don't have no idea how social media works, and that social media is the biggest business in the world. And for example, same thing with Smite. I played Smite for 10 years. I loved Smite. Doesn't mean anything. They don't organize tournaments. There is zero community engagement. There is no way how you can actually make it as a content creator for Smite, because only those guys who appear at the top, right? All these guys appear at the top. Why? Because they were on Smite Pro League, but they didn't earn their spots via tournaments. They got handpicked. Right? So why would I watch these guys who didn't deserve their spots? Look, I have no problem with competitive spirit. This is what makes it fun and competitive, and at the end of the day everybody can make money. But when you select your fighters, how can you then even assume that you have no other things? I don't know how to explain it, but maybe I'm just getting sad and depressed. Like, I remember Smite community was so huge. Smite Reddit was one of the biggest communities. Smite Facebook groups were one of the biggest communities. But now, guys like me, who promote competitive spirit, we just get banned. Or those groups are not... This place used to have thousands of upvotes, right? Look how much it has now. 60, not even 100. Why? Because we have very divided community. We have 6 Smite subreddits instead of 1 with flares. There is no community content allowed, like memes or videos, right? Art. There are literally people getting banned for talking about the game itself, for talking about arena ranked. This is why I got banned here. I made a post talking about arena ranked, why it's competitive, why it's popular, why, we have divided community, right? It's like UFC, it's not through tournaments, it's very divided community. Only Conquest players have ranked leaderboard in Smite, even though arena would be easily the most popular game mode otherwise. They could make Smite could be 3 times more popular if they would only organize tournaments again. EU versus North America, Conquest Arena tournaments. And then let few best players, teams play it out in Atlanta for the final reward. This is how you naturally get sponsorship and viewership. But no, they don't do that. They stage, they pick their fight, it's all bullshit, right? It's all bullshit. And now the game is dying, and that's also why UFC is dying. Because they don't make actual tournaments anymore. So what is even the point of watching this? It's just bunch of staged fights based on social media manipulation, politics, religion and money. Who cares about that? If you organize actual tournaments, this is how you will naturally get sponsorship and money, right? And if you are so good at something, just prove it, right? But you can't just ignore everybody else, right? In Smite, for example, they're ignoring arena players, which is the most popular game mode. They're ignoring EU, which is the biggest region. They're ignoring console players, which is also very huge. And there is 0 international players, so why will I take it seriously? And, because these people get on SPL or Smite Pro League, then people think they're one of the best. We have this typical example in Smite. Right, Smite Pro. Half of these Smite Pro players didn't deserve their spots. They got in via friends connection or because they got handpicked. Weekend is a typical example. He made his career based on that, right? This is the problem, like, it's hard to explain it, but I just feel I'm left behind. And there is no sense of community anymore. There is no competitive spirit fire anymore. So what are we even doing here? Right? Like a few years ago there was a saying that only way how you can make it as a Smite content creator is that you get on Smite Pro League. But there were no tournaments, people were literally getting handpicked. So whoever got handpicked and got in via friends connection, he was the guy who also made a lot of money on social media, because then people think he was one of the best, right? Just like Muhammad Ali is the same thing, right? I respect him. He was prodigy when he was, 100 years ago, races and everything was way harder. But at the end of the day, he was also just an Abu Dhabi guy, just like Khabib or Islam or Tyson. They're all Muslims, and I don't have nothing against Muslims, and I'm happy they have their champion. But when you use countless of social media accounts just to manipulate people, just to get title shot, and when you have steroids and weight classes and arguably both judges, then what is even the point of this bullshit, right? What they really cheapened sports. That's why I hate, they cheapened sports. They made everything so cheap. It's the same with YouTube, it's just a huge business. The more you abuse YouTube, the more you have chances to make it. Any small content creator on YouTube has no chance to make it beside those guys who abuse the system, who make countless of promotional accounts, who abuse Vertify tech, there are channels with millions of subscribers, but their videos only have 5,000 views. Because YouTube is also broken, and nobody is talking about this, right?